Beautiful people, welcome back to the Olive Drift channel. Today, I always start like that. Anyway, today, previously yesterday, and I've already been working on it a bit, but I'm helping a friend out, Nathan, with his radiator lines for he's got a rear mounted radiator in his S13 Sylvia. So the radiator's in the back. It keeps it safe if you have any front collisions. Also, it means you can run a bigger radiator, so it helps keep it cooler and move some weight to the back as well. But in order to do this, you have to run your electric water pump, which is down there, because the standard belt-driven water pump in the motor won't be able to move that much liquid mass, let's say, all that distance. So I've already started. I was sneaking it in. I'm kind of busy with the FD, but I wanted to do this for him to help him out. So this is the line onto the back. So I've already had to weld some bits together, and it runs. So there's a fitting on the pump, 90-degree fitting, and then runs through there. It's going to have to build a firewall on the cage here, where the X is, basically, to separate all his fluids from the driver compartment. And then the line goes up through that hole up there that I made. You can't see, but maybe you can see that hole out there. So I've got a few more bends to weld on yet, but then they come out. So they come out down there, and this, I've already made the hole, and they come along the chassis rail. So they go on side by side on the floor through the cabin, and then they come up on top of each other as they come through the chassis rail. So I've had to weld up a piece where so the line goes from being side by side and then goes up on top of the other one, so they can come up in order to fit past the turbo and the turbo oil drain and that, because he runs a big high mount turbo manifold. I'll have to put a heat shield in there as well, because this collector on the 6-boost manifold gets super hot, and don't want your coolant getting hot. Sort of defeats the purpose of trying to keep it cool at the back. But yeah, sneak them along there, make some flat T brackets to like bolt them into the side, so we can bolt it on there. But then they'll just come down here. You can see I've got the 90-degree there. That's where they're going to come out, basically. Then I have weld-on fittings, the same as this. So I've welded this onto the intake manifold while it was on the car. That was fun. Some upside-down TIG going on under there. And I also welded onto the neck, this piece here, to extend it, and the fitting over there, so that you can get the spanner on the end of it to do up the fitting. Because obviously if I just welded the weld-on fitting over here, you wouldn't be able to get the spanner onto it to do it up. So you got to think about those things, especially with these big fittings, because obviously the shifter you're going to use, or tool you're going to use to do them up, it's going to be quite large. So you need to make sure they all end somewhere where you can get the tool onto them. But yeah, a few more bits to weld on, and start piecing the whole lines together. So the lines we had to take the turbo and everything off, because the line will pretty much slide all the way out here, so that I can weld sections onto it and then push it back in and get it mounted to the floor. So you have to think about how you're welding and what shape you're welding together so that you can get to it. So obviously you've got to weld all the way around the pipe. You can't just like start tacking pieces in there and you realize you can't turn the piece over. So we kind of cheated by cutting out the hole, notching out the top of the seat rail there. But some guys will run like a braided line the whole way, but that stuff's super expensive compared to just making alloy tube. So alloy tube just takes more time, which is fine if you have your own TIG. So if you don't have that, then, and you got plenty of cash and you don't have plenty of time, just run braided line the whole way. It's easier. But it's really, really not cheap. The dash 10 braided line, like this oil line stuff, that's $50 a meter. You know, there's 3 meters there. So you can imagine what dash 20 is worth, and 10 meters of it. Anyway, so we've got all the fittings to weld on fittings, zoo stuff, bends, chop up and make bits. I've also got to make him a fuel filler from here down to the top of the tank over there. Okay, stay tuned, do stuff, get this green thing out of the way so that you can get back to the FD. There we go. Well, that's where that goes. There. Take up the start, so sticks out down there. Not bad. So I can get that full length in through the hole this direction. And then I will have to make sure that I can get the other one in through the hole when that one's in the hole when I'm building it. Yeah. Stay tuned. Weld some of those welds now. I just tacked them. Back. Another day, still rushing around, doing stuff. Somebody didn't test fit this before they welded in a bar here. So now I've got to delete the plastic reservoir which goes on top here and make a remote reservoir. So I'm welding up a something. I'm going to put something here and run lines, 3/8 brake line onto fittings into the top of the brake master, and then creating work for myself, but a bit of a push at the moment. As you can see, the wiring's been mostly run to all the sensors and stuff. I've been mounting things like the oil relocator kit and the fuel pressure reg, so I can work out all the sensors are. So this is oil, what's that? Oil pressure and temperature, and that's fuel pressure and temperature sensors there and there. So we had to put those in so we could work out how long to make the loom. The coil pack kit's in, R35 GDR. I cheaped out though, I only got the Hitachi ones, which I don't know, apparently the genuine ones are made in the Hitachi factory or something, whatever. These things should give me all the spark so I can't get blown out by high boost. Yeah, so anyway, I'm making stuff. It's the welding mask. So I'm making, this thing's going to be my brake fluid reservoir and the clutch fluid reservoir, so it's all the same. So yeah, just got to finish welding this thing up. Ow, hot. Yeah, I got a cap to weld on there as well, speed flow thingy. And then drill some holes in the side and put some fittings out here, barb fittings, and just hose clamp and use the line. So stay tuned, do some welding. Alrighty, welded the thing, welded the cap on. I drilled a tiny little 1mm hole in between the threads. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. There it is. It's for the breather. It's up above the lip, so it shouldn't slosh out unless I'm airborne or something. So let's go drill some holes. I'm going to put one fitting like there, coming off on a bit of an angle, down nice and low. Might just notch them into these welds. Not my best welds, bit shaky, but shouldn't leak. That's what's more important. That's what I was focusing on, just really wetting it in. What? I have to make sure that I can get between them with the TIG. So I don't want to put them too close together, otherwise make my life difficult.
sure no burrs end up in your brake master reservoir, otherwise probably block your brakes from working or something, which would only make us go faster, so that's no great loss, is it really? Alright, Shell, give it a good blowout. When I'm done. Ugh. Alloy shaving is the worst. Whammy! There it is. All the fittings in this corner. There's gonna be so many lines coming off here. Lines going everywhere. Spaghetti junction. But it's kind of where it's got to go because nothing fits in front of the tower in the FD. The wheel is there. The headlight motor is here, so I can't have any reservoirs here really. Potentially get damaged. So not a lot of room for stuff in front. So everything's got to go up in the corners over here, and I've got to make the catch can for the cam cover breathers. We'll go over there. But pretty happy how they come out. It's not it's a little bit blobby. Not blobby, but you can definitely tell where I stopped and started it. Yeah, but whatevers. And the flat sheet alloy I had was pretty old and dirty, so I had the Scotch-Brite the whole thing, which sort of takes away that manufactured machine surface, whatever it has. But there you go. Schwenky. Pretty happy. It's one fairly major item. Engine bay done. Have to get a 2-inch hole saw and smash a hole into the bottom skin of my bonnet. So that clears there, because I don't want to jack the back of the bonnet, because that's what not cool people do. Don't want to ruin the body lines of the vehicle. But yeah. So what else have I done in here that I can quickly show you? Well, it's just a general mess in here. There we go. Up here, I've got it's basically a power terminal which goes through. It's isolated on the chassis, so you can terminate your power supply on here for your starter motor, and then on the other side it's got the same bolt fitting, and you just run a cable from the other side then terminate it. So you can actually disconnect it without having, to leave cables going through your firewall and stuff, or they might wear through on the firewall and get damaged. But yeah. There's still a lot to do in there. There's a lot to do out here. I've got to make all the lines and stuff. I've got to make up all the oil cooler lines. I'm out of my oil cooler as well. That's 14 volts. So we can see oil cooler. It's a bit dim in here. Where's my light? been pretty busy, so I haven't really had time to make Nathan's car's still here. I've still got to finish that. I've made both the solid radiator lines, so I've just got to finish mounting it and do his fuel filler, which he wants done. I need a battery for my torch, torchy torch. So we can see things. Now I'll have to make a video because I haven't posted a video in ages. I've been trying to order stuff and fittings, and I've been to like the Speedflow shop like 100 times and spend $400 every time I go and never get the right thing. Well, I get the right thing, I just don't get enough usually. Anyway, there we go. As you can see it. And look at that blue. Whoa. Oops, low power mode. Oops. Yeah. Look. The sparkles. Sparkles. I likes it. So yeah, mounted one oil cooler. I had to make brackety thing on the corner there and on the back. So it just clears the wheel. So it's a bit of a these oil coolers have a factory thermostat in them there, so it will I can potentially run both of them. RX7 comes with 2, but I was just going to run one for now and see how the temps go, and then add it in later, the other one, because they're actually worth quite a bit of money, and I could probably sell them and buy 2 big Cetrab ones for the price of one of these bad boys. But yeah. So all we look at is there stuff. Yeah, that's about it really for now. The highlight was the brake master. That was a bit of a stuff up. I test fitted the actual booster, but I didn't have the master bolted to it when I test fitted it under the tube, and it only just cleared and went in by like 5 mil. I actually had to kink the breather tube, the vacuum tube, slightly to get it in. And then it didn't. Brake master. Irritating. Anyway, we got to fabricate some cool tank thing. Yay. And spend another $150 on hose and fittings. Yay. Anyways. Cool. Right, thanks for watching. Check out olivedrift.com.au for the merch and stuff. And thanks for watching. I think I already said that. See you next time. Bye.